At the time I was a priest in Cloughton, there was a man called Philip Pullman who was writing various books, The Amber Spyglass, The Golden Compass, all these sort of things. And I was reading them. I was reading them because everybody else was reading them. But what really made me angry was the fact that Philip Pullman told me on page 53 that God was senile and that God was a liar. And that wasn't the God that I knew. It wasn't the Father God who had saved me from a very bad life. And I became very angry. And there was nothing on the market which spoke to kids about God being powerful, being loving, and being fantastic. And I just had to sit down and write something. I'd been challenged by people who I'd been speaking to about this, and they kept saying, go and write a book, go and write a book. So one morning I sat down, and it was the day after Mothering Sunday. I sat down and I wrote the words, "It was a still October night." And 125,000 words later, the book was complete, and it went on to be a worldwide #1 bestseller. Children's books deal with the great questions of life. J.K. Rowling, Philip Pullman, Jonathan Stroud, Darren Shan are all dealing with matters of life and death. Sadly, they're dealing with matters of life and death from a non-Christian perspective. I want to deal with matters of life and death and the supernatural from a Christian perspective so that people can understand what a powerful God we have. And also, my books are read by more adults than they are by children, because more adults now are turning to children's literature to have those great questions answered. Every year I visit about 250 schools and speak to about 20,000 children. And I've been finding over the last few years that fewer and fewer children are actually reading books. I was beginning to realise that books that were just complete text, cover to cover, weren't reaching the children that I wanted to reach. And so I developed a new concept called an illustra-novella, because it wasn't a graphic novel, it wasn't an illustrated novel, it wasn't just a textual novel. It combined all three together. And it's designed to get even the most reluctant reader turning those pages and getting into words. And if you see the way the book is designed, words themselves become pictures, words themselves become important, and they lead the reader through the book so they can enjoy a very fast-paced and at times a very gripping story. But also their attention span is expanded so that they can become good readers. My desire spiritually for children reading the Dopple Ganger Chronicles is that they will see a story unfold about three people's lives. One girl in particular is called Saskia, and she meets an angel called Madame Raphael. At first she doesn't realise she's an angel, and over the series Madame Raphael reveals to her the true nature of God. That's very much a subplot in amongst all the adventure and the excitement and the intrigue and the danger, because it's a cliffhanger series. But my spiritual desire for children is that by the end of the series, they will have come to know or know about a God who loves them, cares for them, and wants to have an individual and personal relationship with each one of them.